Today, I want to talk about the new character that's been seen from the Ladybug Season 6 previews, with some people claiming that it's actually Chloe, including in at least one case, Thomas Astruck. He later revealed that this was something of a joke, however, so let's break it all down and what it actually means. Now, for those who haven't seen it, we can really only show stills from the preview, but there was a preview screening for a Miraculous Ladybug Season 6 trailer, and Thomas Astruck was openly responding about the details in it casually with fans on X, so it appears to be safe to discuss. The teaser mostly focused on Cat Noir and Ladybug in a brand new style, as the show moved from its previous 3D animation software, which I believe to be Maya, over to the well-known Unreal Engine. This has a more realistic style, and the models for the characters had to be redesigned from scratch because of it. The new system and base for their models has led to the characters looking a bit different to some people, with fans complaining that Adrien looks pretty odd in particular, though for me, it's Alia with her new hair that feels a bit off to me. The reason I'm discussing this is because a lot of confusion arose over this very new looking character, a young girl with platinum blonde hair who is seen running in the previews on prosthetic legs. When one fan asked on X for Astruck to explain who this pretty new character is, he replied saying that he is happy that at least someone likes Chloe's redesign, and while his follow-up reply would prove that he was just joking around and that this isn't Chloe, the fact that the models look so different in general made it possible to trick us. The character has blonde hair and blue eyes like Chloe, but her hair is platinum as opposed to the more yellow blonde that Chloe is known for. But with the characters all looking a little different, fans bought Thomas's tweet and thought that Chloe had dyed her hair and even lost her legs before the start of Season 6. This sent a lot of fans spiraling in different directions for complex reasons. First, losing your legs and running on prosthetics is a huge change for any person to make, and it's kinda shocking for that to happen to a character you've been getting to know for 5 seasons already. Second, this character is seen running with Adrien saying before the Season 5 finale that he was done being friends with Chloe. Of course, if something traumatic had happened, I imagine Adrien would return to Chloe's side out of understanding of needing to be there for her, and along the way, Chloe could have become a better person overall. The character is also presented as more innocent than Chloe, smiling peacefully at a nest of birds, and it gives the impression that she is a lot more gentle and less horrifyingly evil than Chloe. Fans of Ladybug often find Chloe to be one of their favorite characters. While some love her for being a villain, which is me, a lot of people want her to be redeemed and apparently hate her being made more and more villainous after having a seeming moment of redemption early on, which is apparently everyone who isn't me from what I've seen. Astruck has been pretty vocal about not wanting to redeem Chloe, and I'm told that he even said that one day she will die in her mother's plane crashing, so it didn't seem like he would change his mind here. However, if he was somehow forced by the other influences on the project, it would seem that this is the way he'd do it. He'd take Chloe, put her through something devastating, and afterwards, she would begin to have a new appreciation for life that would make her essentially a new person, not just Chloe herself choosing to be better. It would also set Marinette up for very funny interactions, as we see in the previews that Marinette is spying on Adrien with this mysterious running girl. Marinette would be worried about Adrien eventually having feelings for Chloe, and Marinette would be in such an awkward situation about it. However, when someone else replied to his tweet saying that everyone else is gullible, Thomas replied to the account saying that he agreed, indicating that this was just him messing with the fans and that this isn't Chloe at all. So, who is she? The episode seems to have an Olympic theme to it, with there being some akumatized villain talking about being your best and making sure others are too. It seems to me that Adrien, who is a world-famous celebrity, might be involved with promoting the Olympics or their in-world counterpart, with Adrien being paired up with a high-profile athlete who races on prosthetics. This girl, or her coach maybe, will likely get akumatized, pushing people to be their best selves and causing them to act more over the top with what they normally do. This would be commentary on the pressure that we put not just on athletes, but also on those who are differently abled, even those who aren't athletic. This means the character could be a one-off character never to be seen again, but Ladybug is known more so for being able to reuse its models over and over and over again. The show likely has a lot more money going into production for Season 6 than the previous seasons, as it has to make all of its locations and characters from scratch again. But that also makes it the perfect time to add in new characters. The kids are moving from what we'd call middle school in America over to high school, and with that comes the opportunity to meet new students that the kids go to school with from the neighboring classes and middle schools that were never explored. While this could be just a one-and-done model, I have to wonder if this is the show's first attempt to introduce the first real obstacle in Marinette and Adrien's relationship now that they've figured themselves out a bit. Without Gabriel there to keep Adrien and Marinette apart, the two are able to be together more freely. But what would happen if Adrien began to have feelings for someone else? I can't imagine that he'd want to just outright break up with Marinette for another girl, but that would be the fun of setting the stage with this new character, having the first episode end with Marinette thinking she has nothing to be worried about, only for the real breakup to come much later. Halfway through the season maybe, Marinette may no longer be able to deal with the pressure of keeping the secret about Adrien's father away from him. The fact that Gabriel Agreste was Monarch, Shadow Moth, or whoever the heck you want to call him now that he's out of the game. I think it's very likely that the stress of this will lead to Marinette not being able to maintain her good mood with Adrien and eventually orchestrating a reason for the two of them to break up. I think this will backfire as Marinette will imagine Adrien just going back to being single, but perhaps after being dumped by Marinette for reasons he never quite gets the full scope of, he opens himself to the idea of dating a new girl, perhaps this girl in particular. In the past, Marinette would generally tear down the girls who went after Adrien, namely Lila and Chloe, but these girls were legitimately evil even if others didn't notice. It was hard enough just calling Lila out on how she manipulated others by faking illnesses and disabilities. So imagine how hard it will be when Adrien's new love interest is running on prosthetic legs and is actually genuinely a nice girl. Marinette will have no choice but to smile along and pretend to be happy for Adrien as he explores the possibility of dating another girl, if not diving right into another relationship. It would have been so funny for this to be Chloe too, having Marinette not being able to treat Chloe like she's the evil girl she was. She now just goes around talking about how much she loves nature while looking at birds in nests and stuff. But who knows if Chloe will even be in the new show. Chloe's father is no longer the mayor of Paris, and after conquering the government herself, she may be written out of the show entirely. Thomas's tweet then might have just meant that this is the new Chloe, in the sense that it's the blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl meant to replace her on the roster of characters. The new blonde girl that Marinette has to deal with, but who won't be nearly as mean as Chloe. I almost wonder if something like this would be done to appease fans who want a nicer Chloe, just making a new character who looks enough like her so that they can explore that dynamic without actually redeeming Chloe. I believe that was essentially the point of Zoe, bringing in an actual sister of Chloe to replace her as the holder of the Be Miraculous. But fans still hated that Chloe wasn't redeemed, and because of that, it soured Zoe to a lot of fans, even though I think she's a pretty cool character. It's kind of wild that she's indicated to just be born from an affair that Audrey had, so Zoe never likes to be around her family, because she's not actually related to Andre. But should I make a video about that next? Because I think I'm gonna. But let me know if you guys hate Zoe too much for that video to interest you, and I'll see you guys next time.